What's going on, guys? Jay from Chasing Hitmarkers here, and today we're going to be discussing how good sniping is in Infinite Warfare and what my personal opinions are about sniping in this game. So, as you guys all know, in the beta, the snipers were really good, trust me. If you guys play it, then you'd also know. But then when it came to the actual game, they made a few changes. Now, some of them were relevant, some of them were a bit over the top. Personally, I think they could have slightly done it a bit weaker. Still nerfed it, but probably not done it as hard towards the snipers. So I'm going to give you my opinion on what has happened to the snipers so far in the real game. So one of the main things they've really changed is the hit detection from the beta to the actual build of the real game. And I think it's quite significant. I think it's quite a big amount of change with the hit detection, and I can definitely tell that with using the KBS longbow, for example, as I can't really, well, I can get my shots off, but it's almost as if they're not as accurate, basically. They're not as accurate as the beta, so it's kind of harder to snipe without the help of the aim assist, really. So another thing they've changed is pop shotting in the game. So in the beta you could pop shot, which basically means you zoom in a little bit and it will decrease the area that the bullet can actually go. But now you can't do that, so it's kind of, even if you black scope or even if you no scope, it's kind of the same amount of area that the bullet will actually go. So there's not much advantage of zooming in a little bit than not zooming in at all. I think I still do it anyway because I'm kind of used to it, but there is no advantage of actually zooming in a tiny bit when you actually shoot. Now, one thing I don't think they changed is actually the rate of fire of the KBS longbow. I wish they actually buffed it a tiny bit so that you could get quicker feeds in a way, because I kind of feel it's a bit slow and a bit clunky when you actually go to shoot and then you have to zoom out as well to reload, which is kind of taking a long time to actually do the whole thing. So I think they actually gave the snipers a nerf like they did, but then they kind of gave a buff in a regard that the snipers actually wanted a buff. So I think they could have had it a negative effect on the snipers, but they could have also given it a positive effect with the shooting of the KBS. But apparently they just wanted to do nerfs to the snipers, which is a bit mean, but you know, it's it's how it worked, and that's how they actually decided to make this game, really. So another gun in Infinite Warfare that I think maybe should have got a change but actually didn't personally get a change, they just got changed with all the other snipers as well, that is the Widowmaker. So a lot of the time I'm getting hit markers and I'm just not getting that second shot off, because you need both shots to actually hit the person to kill. I think it might be a one shot to the head, I'm not sure, but anyway, I do get a lot of hit markers with this gun. So I think they could potentially have buffed this so the gun actually had less recoil, but they decided not to, and they decided to keep it the same. It has the same fire rate, and I think it's still got quite a good actual accuracy with aim assist, but it's still not that good a gun, I think. And obviously, being Infinity Ward, they just don't decide to change them for the good, they decide to change them for the bad. So thanks, Infinity Ward. Yeah, thanks a lot. Right, so where was I? Oh yeah, okay, so the next thing that they've changed during the snipers is the reduced bonus of quick draw effect on the attachment for snipers. So basically you can't really zoom in as quick when you're using snipers. That's just a basic one, but it still kind of does do a lot of damage to the snipers, because you may tend to see yourself losing a few more quick one-on-ones against another player because you can't get your sniper in as quick enough as you thought you could, like you could during the beta. So it's a kind of another nerf, so hopefully they may just change that, because having quick draw is quite a good benefit when using snipers, I personally think. So we all know about marksman, how good it is for snipers to use, and it's almost a go-to perk when you're sniping. But they've actually changed that, so now updated snipers to have more flinch when getting shot. So marksman will still do its effect, but just generally you're going to be flinching up and down more, and I can definitely see that in the full built game when I'm actually trying to shoot with the sniper. I do find it's quite difficult to keep my almost sniper down when I'm shooting and try and actually hit them in the body instead of it flinching up above their head. Now, one thing I've personally noticed that not a lot of people have actually noticed, I think FaZe Jev pointed it out, is the TF141 intervention. It doesn't have aim assist, I don't think, or even if it does, it's really slight. And I've noticed this when I've actually gone to shoot with it, and it's quite difficult to actually get your shots off, so it kind of tones down the aim assist, but also you've got the reliability of the KBS longbow and the rate of fire of the Widowmaker in the TF141, so they had to kind of nerf it down so it evened out with the other snipers, if that makes any sense. So guys, I have been saying a lot of negative things about Infinite Warfare sniping, but there are some good things, definitely there are. So for example, the Widowmaker and the TF141, they can shoot really quick, guys, so you can be getting those 6-mans and 7-mans if you're accurate enough to do well on this game and actually show your skill off. But you do need a bit more concentration than other games. So Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, you didn't really have to be thinking that much about your shot. Now you've got to kind of get your shot down more accurately, particularly with the TF141, as we've seen, because it has no aim assist. So if you think you can get your shot off better, and if you can possibly just maybe use the TF141 for example and try and get a 6-man, you just have to be a bit more accurate than those other games and you'll probably do much better than you actually think. So that has been it, guys. This has been Jay from Chasing Hitmarkers. I will see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.